we have talks with Tomas interviewing Dae Kim.
All right, here we go. Today on the line, we have Dae Kim, my good friend. So without further ado, let me introduce my good friend, Dae Kim. Dae Kim, he's a Hawaii Five-0 stuntman, Lost stuntman. What other shows have you been in, Danny?
Jurassic World. I got killed by the
Jurassic.
dinosaurs.
Okay. He's a Taekwondo master. What degree black belt?
I think last time I checked it was 7th.
7th degree black belt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might be lower by now though.
Oh, wait, what do you mean you lower now? You haven't done it for a while, so you don't remember?
Well, I haven't been teaching for 3 months, so I might demote myself.
Yes, and you do, and that he also has is it Mastermind? What is the Tojang's name?
Mind Power Academy.
Mind Power Academy. I remember. What was it? Was it 3 years ago? It must have been about 3, maybe 4 years ago. You sending me these pictures of the logos that you were going to use, and you were asking me what I thought about it. Do you remember that?
Yeah. So what I was doing was I do this procedure called the group consciousness. So basically, you just go to the people that you know and some strangers, and you just take a notice of their vote. Make a small little ratio, and then blow it up and say, I think the majority of the public likes this. And when you're doing business, if you're trying to go for numbers, then you go for the majority numbers.
Right.
And so
that's smart. So you were kind of doing a focus group.
Yeah, focus group. Yeah, I guess
the people
easiest word. Yeah, a survey focus group. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice. And you ended up picking up that was a good logo. But do you have a website for that, Daniel?
Actually, what I just did is I think I just searched online, and the thing is, now everything's digital, and especially with graphic design and coming up with ideas, you can do everything online. So I think 99 Designs. Yeah, that's what I use. Basically, you can make an offer for like $60 for a logo, but you get what you pay for. So I think I made a pretty good hefty amount. I think like $500. But the thing is, in Hawaii, if you want to get a good graphic design for $500, you can forget about it. You probably get a couple of revisions. That's it. But with 99 Designs, and because people from Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Croatia, all over the world, and the US, and these are professional graphic designers that just grind it out. They do numbers, and they get good. And I got probably like 80 submissions that I got to pick from. And then out of those 80 submissions, you pick 1 or 2, and then you ask them for a revision, and they do the revision, and then you work with the guy, because he cannot get paid until you're satisfied.
Oh, okay.
But the great thing is, when you guys do a correspondence, these guys, because they grind out so many numbers, they ask you specific questions, and they're closing you right from the get-go. So if I change this, this, and this, will you be happy, and can we close this order? I was like, you know what? I like dealing with people like that. Their time is important. Right. They're not going to call me 4 or 5 weeks later and says, oh yeah, I'll get your logo. Because usually artists are the most uncountable ones. But what these guys do is they kind of help you with your vision. And so you're going to meet halfway. You won't get the true creative artists. 99 Designs or any other of these bidding websites where people you put up money out, an offer out.
Like Fiverr?
Like Fiverr. Yeah, like Fiverr. In fact, I discovered Fiverr after. But I go to these websites all the time, business cards, anything, because
so hey, with the internet now, okay, I'm sorry.
If people in your hometown are lazy, don't give them money, because now you're encouraging their laziness. You don't have to go with anybody for business. It's your choice. Now with the global market and the internet, geez, man, you could be as creative as the sky as you want.
Yeah. And what else are you doing besides that? You took care of everything, right? I think I remember calling you, and you were like, "Oh, I'm busy right now. I'm hammering a drywall," and I was like, "What are you doing?" Oh, I'm building out Mind Power Academy, and you're building out your dojang, and you were doing it, right? You did everything.
Yeah.
You did all the work yourself, right?
Yeah, but I don't have any skill. I'm just like the average house guy. I'm not. I can't make. I can't make the wall straight or even follow directions. I can assemble furniture really fast. I guess so that would make me a fat Chinese factory worker, not a skill worker. But what I do have is, I have
IKEA skills.
I'm a beast. Yeah, I'm a beast when it comes to just physically working. And so I got a couple quotes for the build out of that Mind Power Academy, and they're like, I said, I got to do this in 2 weeks. And they're like, are you kidding me? You got to do it in 2 months. And everybody told me that I was crazy. And I looked at my friend in high school, longtime friend, godfather of my child, Darren Fujimori. He's also Darren Fujimori. Yeah,
I know Darren.
He's also,
how's he doing?
Yeah, he's doing good. We're doing the same thing.
He's doing stunts too, right?
Yeah. He's just like me without a kid.
Oh, really? Is that good or bad?
No, he's not. Well, yeah, it could be bad too. Jeez.
Both
both ways. But I'm balanced. I'm like a double-edged sword,
Come on, Danny. Everybody wants to be like Danny Kim.
No. Huh? You can live like me. # live like Danny Kim. But
there you go.
Yeah, the way I live is to be admired, but who I am as a person and how I think and the actions that I do and my skill set, to some people it might be the greatest, and to other people it might be just be like, you're just another grain of sand. But
Danny,
for me,
you have a very interesting skill set, right? You did stunt.
Yeah.
You did taekwondo. You were in the Olympics, weren't you? The Junior Olympics.
No, to be clear on the record, I was on the national team, and we had these and then we had these events called the U.S. Olympic Festivals.
Right.
But I was on the '96 national team, but that year they took us out because they had to balance out all the medals for men and women. So they decided to cut out Taekwondo, which was already an Olympic sport. Wow. And I wasn't the team in '96. So in '96, I ended up fighting in the finals in 2 weight divisions above me against Chang Dae-sun. And he was 2-time world champion and #1 favorite to win the Olympics. But again, we didn't have the '96 Olympics. And I ended up beating him.
Yeah, you're right. I remember.
Right. Yeah, and everybody was shocked. No,
just a 720 kick?
Just a regular wheel kick. You can say it's 180.
For everybody that doesn't know, our guest here, Danny Kim, does a 720 kick. It's not a 360 kick. It's a 720 kick. Are you shocked that I remember that, Danny?
I'm shocked that you remember that. But here, I'm going to tell you something else. I think they're doing 1080 kicks now.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
Oh my!
And what's 1080? No, 1080 plus another 90. Yeah, they're doing 3 spins and a half.
What? But, are you teaching your students this type of taekwondo?
Why? Because by the time you learn it, somebody else will be doing, God knows, 540 times 8. You do the math.
Right, but at some point you don't need that many spins. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, that's all entertainment. It's just for show.
Yeah, all show,
just
right?
Entertainment.
Yeah.
But
beautiful sport though. It is.
It's not a sport though, dude. It's not a sport.
I think
that's where you think it's a sport because you haven't trained long enough.
Right.
Well, let's put it this way. Everything that I have in my life, including my freedom and my sanity and my spirituality and everything that I credit to the mentors that trained me in martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
So it kept me off the streets. It kept me out of jail. Right. It gave me focus. It taught me how to deal with people.
I didn't mean that it was a sport in a life sense, but I just mean like it's a beautiful, it's a beautiful form of art. Then, okay, like it's a
I get okay. I see your point. If we're gonna do the focus group word, it's a sport,
right? Like the things I saw you do, right? I saw it on video. I was like, holy shit, how? But you know me, I was like, I would, I was like, what's the use for the extra spin, But it just looks bad. You know who else was good too? Was Frank. Remember Frank?
Frank was a beast. I used to love watching him spar. He was so funny.
Oh my God, he was a beast. Scary. Everybody was,
No. But here, as much as I don't look like it because I'm skinny and I'm wiry and I look fragile. Right. Frank, it looks slow and he looks like he'll get tired. Oh my God.
No.
Hey, did I ever tell you about the time seven guys jumped me and Frank at the parking lot of Hawaiian Brian 7-Eleven?
You know what? I was upstairs at Brian's after it happened, and you guys came upstairs.
Yeah. And next time you talk to Frank, ask him how many guys he took and how many guys I had to take.
No, really? There were 7 guys. So let's see. What'd you do? 2 5?
Perfect. You a winner.
Huh? I think I remember that. No, I for real. I think I remember that. That was a long time ago when we were much younger, though. We were
18, 19. Yeah.
30. 20 something years ago. Yeah. Those are the good old days when we had nothing to worry about, right?
Oh, we got in a lot of stupid trouble.
Yeah.
You know, and I credit is because our parents are just too damn busy working. Nobody gave us guidance.
Right, at that point in our lives.
Right, and we didn't have good uncles to say, hey, this is the right way, you know? Like, I guess I'm the uncle that everyone turns to now because people are just coming to visit me more and more, calling me, asking me for advice. So,
now
we didn't have. Yeah, I'm the uncle.
That's why Master Hong, when he passed away, I took that, kind of hard because he was my someone name, you know what I mean? So, and when I was growing up after school, who would I see? Master Hong. Who would I see every day after school? So he was my dad's best friend too. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Dad's best friend, yeah. So me and Rob, we didn't hang out with each other, but later we hung out with each other and became best friends because we found that out, and it was like, wow, that's crazy, So when he passed away, I kind of took it hard. Yeah.
So the thing is, we don't even know the effect that people like that have on us, uncles or teachers or coaches.
Mm-hmm.
It's a butterfly effect, because once they give you confidence and you start becoming stronger, it might have prevented you from getting picked on and really getting depressed and wanting to do bad things and end up in jail or hurting somebody or hurting yourself or becoming, mentally insane or derelict. So because these men, and it's usually men, because our mothers, there's usually more good mothers than, good fathers.
Right.
But usually having the male influence is so important. They said that they can attest to all the major crimes that's going on with the human race is because of a lack of a positive male influence. Like, who's going to teach you how to keep your word?
Yeah,
who's going to teach you who's going to teach you to stand up for the women?
Right.
Who's going to teach you
how to
you
treat the women right? How do you treat your mother? Yeah, you're right.
Right. Yeah. And then the latest thing that I taught some of my students, I had a student move back to Hawaii, and as we're walking in Waikiki, I asked him, I said, Max, if you were to scan the environment, where would you look? And he goes, oh, the crosswalk. And I go, where's the threat coming that can end your life? Mm-hmm. And he goes, the cars. And I go, yeah. So when you're crossing the street, you should be looking straight at the light, or should be looking at the cars? And he said, the cars. And then we turned the corner and we walked towards the beach. And as we're scanning, I said, where's the next threat? Mm-hmm. And then he looks over to the homeless people, and I go, yeah, that's kind of profiling, but you know what? We're going to take that, because yes, that would be your closest threat. And then we started walking again. I said, where's your next threat? And he goes, probably around that bush, because I don't know what's behind that bush. And I said, so you keep an eye on that bush. He goes, yeah. And this look on his father's face. This boy was 14. Mm-hmm. His father came from Russia, as a circus performer. But the look on his face for me to teach them that thing as an adult, as a male adult, as a protector, that's the kind of thing that we should automatically running through our mind because we were taught it just once, just a male awareness. He was just shaking his head and was like, I'm so glad we came back. And I just, and that was the first 10 minutes I just saw my student. And I gave him a life lesson. But and here's the most important thing after that. I looked at him and I said, now you teach it to your little brother. Mm-hmm. Right. So when my daughter's walking,
it's important. Right.
When my daughter's walking and she's looking at her phone, she gets smacked on the top of the head. And I said, what's more important, your health or the phone? So scan, always scanning. And so, I acquired that from martial arts, head on the swivel. Okay, in football we do that. But, you know, combat sports we do that, but in fighting especially, because it's gonna hurt like a mother effer, right?
Well,
So
I don't. Nowadays, it's so different, right? When we were younger, and now, and maybe it's because I'm more sheltered, right? But my kid is going to a maybe, more sheltered school where you don't really hear about the kids fighting and things like that too much. I think it's more, maybe it's more common in high school. I don't know, but at their age right now, you think that it's still going on, like, fighting inside schools and going after school, going to the park and just, you think that's still going on?
well, it still goes on in a socioeconomic scale. I mean, take Waianae.
Right.
That probably goes on more than it does at Kaiser. Okay, Waianae would be the poor, the least ranked public high school as compared to Kaiser. I don't know what it is, but it's in a rich upper class neighborhood. So it comes down to socioeconomic stuff.
Okay.
But
so you think the worst?
Okay. It still happens though. Sometimes it just takes one incident, and then it will change your life. Getting beat up or getting pushed, or getting pants, and your nuts are hanging out for everybody to see, and then everybody starts calling you small dick or peanut balls your whole life, and then you start going down.
Kids are cruel.
Kids are very brutal.
Yeah.
Very brutal, right? And then so imagine if you don't have that, you have that insecurity. You're already frightened. You can either do two things. You can go into a shell, or you can become the biggest jerk, a bigger bully. We chose to be the bigger bullies.
Right.
And then it's a law of the jungle, right? Evolution again. But because we're all sheltered now, and life is way better than it was 100 years ago or 200 years ago, where your life expectancy was real short, or you might have been captured and been a slave. Where we have basically no rights. Everybody's protected now. We have rights. Right. There's laws, and so the human beings are moving away from that.
Right.
But what happens when all hell breaks loose, or you're stuck in Waianae?
Right. You need that
and
knowledge.
They look at you need that knowledge, and they look at you and they say, "Ooh, fresh one. We can bully this guy."
Okay, this is the thing though. Okay, I want to teach my son how to protect himself, but I know, no matter what, if somebody from Waianae, let's say, since you're using Waianae, some kid off the street, wants to fight with my son, there's a good chance, even if my son is, best in his class in Taekwondo, I teach him how to box, that kid from Waianae he's going to want to survive. He might go for the throat, whereas my son, or any child, right? You might be like, no, you teach them to back off. After you knock him down, he's down, walk away. But you know what? That's not the case sometimes with people from.
But the thing is, we're talking about it on a physical scale, right? So I'm going to ask you. I'm going to break it down, okay? And we're going to do a little role playing. First, I'm going to ask you, what's stronger, brains or brawn?
I would think brains.
Right, we all know that. And anybody who says brawn is the stupid one that gets paid minimum wage, and when he gets old, he has no retirement. Okay. So brains always beat brawn. And in that case, when fresh meat or somebody who's easy pickings for a person in Waianae that just hates human beings and just likes to make everybody miserable just because he can.
Right. Just because he's the brawn.
Yeah, just because he can. And, and he's mad. He want to take it out on somebody because other humans are bad to him, and the cycle continues. So he looks at your son, and okay, so we're gonna role play. But what I'm gonna give you a caveat before we talk is that your son's brains and what he says, it can either make it neutral, can make a friend, or he can get sucker punched and bullied.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna role play. Mm-hmm. You're Waianae.
I'm Waianae.
I'm Mini Tomas. Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
And do a good job. I know you're a good actor, so come on.
I'm a good actor. What do you mean good actor? Okay. What? Give me your lunch money.
Oh, I never eat lunch yet, but eat together. I can buy you one.
No, I just want all the money you have in your pocket.
Can I eat with you then?
I'm not hungry.
Because I never buy lunch.
You didn't buy lunch. I don't care.
Yeah.
Give me your money.
Okay. I can give you money, but I'll be your friend. I go buy you lunch tomorrow. If you don't take my money.
I don't want lunch. I just want the money. Okay. So tomorrow, I want you to give me $10, and then you can be my friend. Every day for the next week, you give me $10. I want you to be my friend, and I'll let you be my friend.
But can I eat lunch with you today?
You can, but you just gotta give me $10 every day.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get you the $10, but if I don't get you the $10, can I still be your friend?
No, if you can't get me my $10, I don't need you as a friend.
Okay. Okay, I can give you lunch money and I'll come back. I'll try to come back with $10. Okay, I just gave you lunch money and I still saved my lunch money.
Okay.
You see what I mean? But it's kind of like eventually the guy's gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" And all he remembers is you saying, "What did I end the sentence with?" Right. What did I end the sentence with? Can we still be friends? Yeah. Can we still be friends? And at the end, it was kind of like it's negotiating. We got to teach our kids how to negotiate.
Right.
Right.
Good point. That's a good point. You got to teach them how to negotiate. That's a good point.
How to get your ass out of trouble.
See, but we learned all that by trial and experiment, right?
Right. But imagine if a mentor broke it down and role played with you like that.
Mm-hmm.
And taught you how to negotiate and how to ask a question back and always close on what you want. Don't you think that when the kids go for their first job, they're going to get whatever job they want? Don't you think when they, you know what I mean? But those are communication skills.
Absolutely.
And who are closers usually, men or women? It's usually the men that do, high pressure closing sales. We need to get our results done right now.
Right. Well, I mean, you know what? But there a lot of women are closers too. I know a lot of women.
All right. So who works more in the car sales lot when they want you to buy a car today from them, men or women? It's heavily dominated by males.
Yeah, it is a male dominated. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is correct.
So what I'm saying is that your son needs to learn this.
They are more better salesmen than women. Is that what your premise is?
No, they are better under pressure, most of them, and they learn to balance their brains with their brawn. Because women can't count on their brawn, they have to always depend on their brains.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But it gets to the point where, let's say we're role playing again, and the guy gets mad because I'm outsmarting him, and then he cracks me one, and I said, "I just wanted to be your friend. Why are you doing this to me?" You know what I mean? And it changes the whole thing. Like, you just hit your friend, and I give you my money. The next day, he might not even get you again. You terrorize him.
That's true.
You know, or I actually trained a little, and the guy came at me, and he missed, and I swung, and he missed, and we had a little war, and then everyone's laughing at him, and they're saying, you cannot beat up the Korean guy, blah, 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 and he goes, I will catch you after school. But he knows that he doesn't want to fight you anymore. Now you got respect, and you're going to make more friends. And so that's why you need, right. And that's how a lot of, how many times you got picked on because you're just Asian. They grouped us as Japanese, Chinese, or kimchi, and and for me,
we grew up with that though. We grew up with that, and I feel like because our children are not going to grow up with that. They're not gonna have that. I mean, it's a good thing, but at the same time, they're not gonna realize that in the real world there are still people, which is stupid, but there are still people like that, very ignorant people that and I don't understand. Hopefully it'll get better. It is probably getting better now, with all this current events, but yeah, that race thing is another. Yeah, we grew up with a lot of that too. So that's another thing with the world now, with all the racial issues. It's crazy, don't you think?
I can change it right now and get a little more spiritual, but the world is the problem that we're having is people are turning away from our creator, God, Jehovah. They're worshiping they're worshiping money and fame and man-made things. And so it goes back to the premise. everything you have in this physical world here on planet Earth comes from another human being, except the natural stuff that God provided us, water, air, the two most important things, and sunlight that we need. But in order to eat food, if you're not a farmer, then you have to get money to buy it from the farmer. The question is, where do you get the money? Well, you get it from a person that paid you for your job or a service or a product that you did. Okay, now where did that person get it from? Oh, he probably got it from a loan from the bank. But what happens is it goes all the way back to the Federal Reserve. And then kids ask, well, who's the Federal Reserve? Is it the government? And then you're like, no, it's not the government. It's a private bank. Well, who owns the bank? Yeah, so we're going to chase it all the way down to it comes from people. Everything you have in this world comes from people. Your opportunities, your jobs, your awards, your fans, your titles. Even the government has to approve your property. Somebody actually signs off on it. A judge can put you to jail or to death or let's set you free. Everything is based upon other people's decisions on you.
Absolutely.
So everyone's saying the world is going crazy. No, it's people are making the wrong decisions because the values that God has instilled us for mankind, they're not living by it.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to put pictures of yourself, on the internet because everybody else is doing it.
Selfies and right.
Yeah, altering your face, right? And then now they're posting fake videos or editing videos so that like the kid who was staring down that Indian guy, and then everybody thought that kid was racist,
right?
And then we find out it was the old Indian guys that were making the trouble, and he was just caught a bystander.
Really?
So right, so it's just we never know what's being showed to us. It's because it's made by other people.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, you cannot believe other people.
Right.
You can't believe your government. If everybody lived by God's laws, we wouldn't have a crazy world. We would have paradise. And the more we get away from it, it's just tearing us apart. Yeah, pure love, pure light, brother.
Just a little bit of love is all it takes. Like that song.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So if everybody had some kind of faith or spirituality in God,
mm-hmm.
and actually live by it,
mm-hmm.
this world would be a really good place, a paradise.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, there's assholes that say, oh, well, what about genetic disorder or premature birth or, you're paralyzed or, you don't have your arms and stuff like that. And I said, my response would be like, well, that's from years of mankind hating on each other, killing each other, using each other. And of course, when negative things happen, negative things result in negative thinking. You know what I mean? So I'm not that person who has that affliction. They're like, oh, they're not so bummer. That's just what they were born with,
right?
And they try to make the most of life. Then it comes to our decisions again.
Yeah, our show, Blast Talks. We've had a few guests that were amputees. One, had an accident and she became an amputee, and one was born like that. And they have stories.
I bet they're more happy than the mass majority of people.
Well, what's funny is I forgot her name. I think it's Zoe, but she was an exotic dancer, and
wait, she's a one-armed exotic dancer.
No. She wasn't an amputee. She was, she had all her limbs, and she was an exotic dancer. And then she got into a car accident, and they amputated. I forgot. I believe it was her leg. And after that, though, she got more acting jobs, more jobs. And she went out there and she worked even harder. And she said she's never been so busy. Like she does more now after the accident than before. And, she said, the thought of dying just made her work hard,
Wow.
That instinct to, like, I'm going to live my life no matter what, So
wow,
yeah,
that's a miracle.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, keeping in tune with our Blast Talk podcast, what kind of, do you have any stories of any, suffering or hardships that you went through that sticks out in your head that, kind of helped shape what you're doing now with your life, and we kind of talked about it, the last time we spoke. So I want you to share that with everybody because it's pretty brutal what you went through, losing everything pretty much, right? Everything.
Right.
Yours.
Yeah. So on June 1st, 2019, I came home about 10:14 at night, and then my daughter looks at me, and she goes, "Dad, I smell smoke." And then I go to the room and I open the door in my office, and a fireball hits me. It was a backdraft. That room was fully on fire. Yeah, so I got everybody out, came back, battled it with I believe it was 6 small fire extinguishers, and no, 5 small fire extinguishers and 1 medium-sized one. My dad sprung into action, neighbor come help, but I was holding off the blaze for a good 3 minutes by myself, and then I had to run and get water, and then I got pulled out. But yeah, that really changed my life. At one point when I was fighting the blaze, I used everything that I had and water, and I was in a fight mode. It was fighting.
Wow.
I was screaming, I was yelling.
So the room was already on fire, full blaze? Full blaze,
yeah. Smoke was going all through the house. My dad and the neighbor, Carl, my upstairs neighbor, Carl Strobel, who used to be the general manager of the Hideaway, but now he does, he's in sales for trash chutes. Carl, I love you, buddy. So yeah, he comes in and he used to work on a naval ship, so he knows how to firefight. He pulled me out to rotate me.
Oh wow!
But right before they came in, the fire was already dying down. But when I was in front of the fire, it started to grow even harder, and I got down on my knees. And I asked Jesus to save me, to save my house, save the people from dying. That thing should have burnt my whole house. Literally one of those stories where I only had the shirt on my back. I just came from the beach, a long day at the beach. I had surf shorts, no wallet in my pocket, nothing, just my shirt. And yeah, that thing should have burned everything. But the crazy thing is, people ask me, how do you have that many fire extinguishers? Well, I'm a stuntman, so we work with fire, and we know how unpredictable it is. So I had an order house, so I put fire extinguishers all over in all the rooms in the downstairs and the upstairs, and I showed everybody where they were. I showed my dad, and he was like, "Why are you doing this?" And I said, "Just in case." But see, it's that thing that we as males do. We don't just worry; we do something about it. There's a house fire in Waihoa. Okay, well, shoot, my house kind of looks like that. It's old. Maybe I should get fire extinguishers. Right, and that's what got my idea.
Did they find out what happened?
I think it was an electrical fire. It's got to be an electrical fire. I mean, it's still undetermined. I didn't think they wanted to put too much effort into it, and so they just said unattended fire, possible electrical.
Wow, wonder what happened.
Yeah, so
your daughter was sleeping. She was sleeping through it the whole time.
It was summer, so we were just about to go to bed. I let her sleep a little bit later. And then she smelled the smoke. She was about to go to bed. She goes, "Dad, I smell smoke."
Oh my God. Were you two downstairs?
Yes, we were downstairs. It was in my back office. I mean, if any of you ever dealt with a fire in your house that's crackling and shooting stuff at you,
I wouldn't know what to do.
It's crazy. You got to be one crazy person, or be comfortable in pressure situations and have faith that everything will be all right.
Right.
Yeah. And we're having all these fires in the older homes in Honolulu, and a lot of the people that are dying are the seniors, is because they can't move fast enough, or the adrenaline's too much. They freeze, and they can't fight the fire. I mean, if like an 80-year-old's in the house and just a little spark, and you can run and grab some water and put it out, an 80-year-old can't get to it that fast. It'd be too big. So everybody should get fire extinguishers, especially in Hawaii.
Because the
older
so
homes.
Dry. Well, I mean, it's humid there. But a lot of wood homes, right? The older homes.
Yeah, and it's just cooking. The wires are just cooking inside the walls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Then we got all these TVs and DVRs and Wi-Fi.
How much of the house went down? I thought you lost everything.
Oh no, it wasn't everything. It was my back office, but the smoke damage was to the entire downstairs, and the water flooding from the fire department putting out the fire, floors. But in retrospect, I got lucky. I really
Oh
got
yeah,
lucky.
very lucky. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then the insurance company shortly after I was, living in the garage for a while, saying, "Hey, this is too much. What we're gonna do?" They put me in a hotel. So I had a little budget. I decided to do a little brain work. I used my brains, my little old hustle from before,
Right.
just figuring out. And I ended up staying at the Aston Waikiki. And I
Yeah.
talked to Mrs. Gina Reeves, the general manager, and she was awesome. We worked out a rate where if we prepayed it, it was a balance, the combiner rate and so forth. And we also got a breakfast buffet and rooftop access to watch the fireworks every Friday and every day, the sunset. It's called the Coconut Room. They threw that in for me, and then the parking was all taken care of. And so I stayed there for the first time for 2 weeks. And then you know how insurance companies work. Everybody just, oh, we'll get back to you because we don't know what's going on. My 2-week stay ended up being 65 days.
Wow.
You see how powerful Jesus was? He saved that fire and put me in an ocean sweep. And nobody believes me, even if I tell them. I swear. They don't believe me even if I tell them. So that's why I had to make those videos. And not many people know that there's a fire in my house, because I made that decision that I don't want to shine a light on a negative event.
Wise words. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I wanted to show them that, hey, I changed my life. As of June 1st, 2019, I was on my knees making a vow to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And he fulfilled that vow and saved my house. And ever since then, I've been a man of faith and a servant of God. So that fire changed me in more ways than one. And I'm so grateful for it. But I don't want to make that the story. I want to make the story about, hey, live. Spend time with your family. Go to the beach. Enjoy it. Don't worry about man-made problems, which is money, power, fame, digits in your bank account, the clothes you're wearing. I was like, no, the only thing we have is, time. Spend your time with your family.
That's actually one of the most precious, as we get older, that's probably the most precious currency. It's not money, it's time.
Yeah. I was, right before we talked, I was thinking, how much time do we have? Okay, well, if you go 365 days a year, times that by an average age of 70, it came out to 25,000 days that you have in your life.
25,550 days. Yeah.
Right. Okay. But the first 18 years, times that by 365, those are like the learning process, the trial and error process.
Okay.
Right, what is that? 18 times 365.
6,570.
Right. So we take about 15% of our life just to know how to wipe our ass and how to make decisions for other adults.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And then we, after you hit a certain age of like 60, or 50, you can't take on the physical endeavors that you did before. So that's like, like another 45%. So technically in our prime years from age 20 to, let's say, working age 65, we only have 55% of our time to enjoy. And I was like, wow.
And a lot of people use of that 55%, use 90% of that 55%, working their butts off and not getting anywhere, doing that hamster wheel. I'm sure it's less. It's probably what it is, 99%, because it's that that 1 percentile that really makes it, right? That really.
Now, here's the big question, brother. Now that we're getting a little bit older, and we're actually asking ourselves this.
Bring it on.
When we're on that hamster wheel and all the decisions that we made for business, for power, for acquiring, things, what kind of person were you? Were you really rich, then really broke, then really broke, then really rich again because you knew how to bend the rules and deceive people and manipulate people? Or were you the easy toll guy who maybe worked for the post office or, the military or at the federal job and just went nice and easy, never got into trouble, but never put his ass on the line?
Well, that wasn't me, right?
Neither was, yeah. We learned that from our parents. Our parents freaking got their ass out of Korea from the war and came to America. They hit the lottery. Right. So the big question is, when you're on that hamster wheel, which everybody is, when you get to a certain age, you realize we're all playing the same hamster wheel because death is going to hit us. how did you run? What kind of decisions were you made? What kind of body trail did you leave? Or what kind of like friendship trail did you leave?
Did you
Do
leave
more
a
people hate
positive
you in this?
impression? Right.
Yes. Yes. And then as we get older, when our time is running out, some of us say, okay, I want to change it. I want to change it. You know, I call those good-hearted people. And then other people just ramp up their life and show that fire more. And I call them, you know, just I love me people. Only love themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then what we're going to want to teach our children. So many of us in our 40s and 50s, we start switching. It's time. You know, we were ready. We actually tried everything. I know for you and I, we tried it all, man. I used to sell timeshares.
We did a lot of things. I used to fix computers, Danny. You remember that?
That's right. And cell phones.
Yeah, and cell phones. Cell phones.
Oh, I got you beat, buddy.
What?
I used to sell Cutco cutlery, vector marketing. Straight out of high school, 18 years old. I was #1 in the country for like 3 weeks. Yeah.
I did not know that about you.
Yeah, they flew me out to Reno. I had all the awards. People are like, I made like, I was like 18 years old. I made like 10 grand in a week. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, this sell stuff is easy. Selling kitchen knives.
Cutlery. Oh my goodness.
So they said, hey, you're #1 in the country. You got to go up to our national convention in Reno. And that's the first time I ever went to, I didn't go to Vegas. I went to Reno first.
Mm-hmm.
And of course I got a fake ID.
Of course.
And then I almost missed the freaking convention.
Oh boy, that's all right. They were honoring you anyway. You know what I mean? They were honoring you anyway. It's okay.
Yeah. So when everybody saw me, they're like, I was 18, but I look 14, right? And so they're like, you're the guy? You're Danny Kim that we were reading about? And I go, yeah, that's me. Yeah. They go, what's your secret? I go, I sell to all my mom's friends.
That's right. That is so funny. I can picture you doing it too. Oh, can you imagine now if you know, us, me and you, we go to this convention and we find out this 18-year-old Korean kid is the national sales #1 sales rep.
Yeah, I guess I got hooked on success after that because man, that was just the beginning of after high school accomplishments. That was a fun time.
Yeah, I feel like we blossomed very early.
We had to, man.
When I had my store, I was 20 years old, 22 years old. I was fixing computers when I was 18, right out of college. Mm-hmm. Not right out of high school.
Right.
I remember, you know.
No, and then you're the cell phone guy. You guys had cell phones.
Cell phone.
Then you guys got in trouble for a little extracurricular things.
I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was about, but I didn't. Yeah, I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, but you know, let's just say bad decisions were made.
Bad decisions. Yeah, you know, we opened 2 stores. We shouldn't have spread out like that. That was in a year and a half, we opened a second store in Kailua too. And we were selling a lot of cell phones and, you know, among other.
But we weren't given self-help books or self-development books, which we needed more than trying to risk things. We just needed to learn how to actually what we were doing. We're manifesting our own lives with our thoughts and our decisions.
We didn't know that at that time.
We didn't know that.
Absolutely.
We didn't know that. Thank God for that movie, The Secret. Because, you know, the only reason why I got into it is because all these hot girls were saying, oh, you got to watch it. And I was like, I don't want to watch it. So I waited 2 years until after it was released. And then this girl made she made I forgot how much she made. She made like 220 grand in like 2 months going on a sales tear with timeshare. Her name was Eileen Bender. And then she says, you know, I owe it all to the power of attraction. I'm like, what the hell is that? She goes, oh, you didn't watch the movie The Secret? She goes, no. Mm-hmm. So I watched it, bought it, downloaded it, and then I learned how to rip it because back in 2009, you know, you couldn't buy a finished MP4 file. And then, you know, iPods just.
The book, Danny.
I'm a visual guy. I like the little special effects, you know, because I was a stuntman at that time.
Okay.
So then I ripped it onto MP4, and thank God they released that iPod, that new generation that that you could download MP4s, and I put it on an iPod, and I listened to that thing from waking hour to finishing. And I went on a tear too. And then she told me, she goes, "Oh, you like that? Okay, here's level 2." I was like, "What? A woman knows more than me about this dark arts? Okay, let's go." She takes me to this, mental arts, right? She takes me to this place called PSI, People Synergistically Interconnected. And it's a big national organization, very good for like jumps. It's basically a self-development boot camp. You'll open your eyes.
Okay.
So she goes, "Do you want to come? It's $500 though." I'm like, "Okay." And she was like, no, it's $500 for 3-day seminar, Danny. I'm like, "Okay." And each day is like 8 to 10 hours. I'm like, "Okay." And she, like, I was such the easiest convincer for her, because usually people say, "I don't know, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I gotta ask my husband."
Right.
And I was like, okay, because I was hungry for success, hungry for knowledge. And then I basically told her, I said, even if they tell me to eat shit, a certain kind of shit, and it will make you successful, I would do it. In fact, I would eat more than you guys. And she goes, "You're the type of people that we need." And man, I took that seminar, and it opened my eyes. Wow.
Right.
Then it just started, going on just binging on anything from NLP to learn how to talk and sell better, how to persuade people or relax them, to, finding Tony Robbins, before, when I used to buy these
motivational speaking. Motivational speaking.
We were before I was so broke that, upon coming back from a tournament, I'd have a free flight from United Airlines. And I look in the back of the Sky Mall, and there was no internet advertising that much stuff back then. And I'd order all these programs, and I would 30-day money back guarantee. I was so broke. I'd order these programs, max out my card, go to Kinko's, use another card, copy the bugger, and I had a double cassette recorder, copy the audio, package it all up, try to make it nice, try to almost copy how the original box used with Xerox, and then return it. And then I return it because I needed the money.
Oh my god, you're right. You need it, of course.
My hustle.
That was smart.
You had that hustle was real. Yeah, hustle was real for knowledge. And then I got really hungry, and I bought Tony Robbins' Get the Edge program, because they marketed crap out of it. And I was like, I want what he's talking about. I copied it, got it ready. And it was so profound that I decided that he earned my $450 when I was I forgot how old I was. I was really young, still in college, using college credit cards. When they give you a $200 or $300, and you work your way up to $500, and you're the man when you're bragging on campus. So I decided to actually keep it, and I gave the copy away to a friend. And to this day, I still have it. And I still give copies away. Oh, whoops, sorry. I let them listen to it and then give it back to me. Sorry, Tony. But and I just started. But the thing is, when we were kids, the only mentors that we would have, because we didn't like to read books and nobody else we knew read books, is people we talk to. But now, because kids spend most of their time online anyway, the best mentors in the world are there for them, but they just choose not to get them.
Yeah. The problem.
So do what I do.
For kids to do that. What do you do?
Do what I do. When I'm driving, I just play it for myself, and my daughter has to listen to it too. Yeah. Eventually, it goes in.
You still listen to Tony Robbins?
Oh yeah, Tony Robbins. But my newest guy, Gary. Yeah, my newest guy that I'm listening to is Miles Monroe, Les Brown, Billy Graham. Since now I'm a servant of God.
Old school.
Yeah, old school. And I'm just picking up, and I just all these speakers, and even the ministers here, and the pastors that are here on the island. Their energy, their enthusiasm, their motivation, and their power that's coming out of them is so, like, you can feel it. And when you feel it, your brain remembers it more, better than reading. Right? It's like you capture. Yeah, when you feel it, when you capture it in your eyes, and the sound and the smell and the seat that you're sitting in, that's a complete picture. Otherwise, when you're reading, you have to make it up.
Right. So, you have to imagine everything. Right?
You have to imagine. Right. And then sometimes you imagine it in your perspective. So
you're right. You don't get to see what everybody else is kind of feeling at the same time. Yeah. Right. That's why, like churches, you see those uplift, when they sing songs together, and everybody's kind of uplifted at the same time.
I'm the weird guy at church where I'm just watching everybody.
You don't sing along?
I sing along, but I like to watch.
Yeah, I like watching too.
But I sit in the front row.
Even at the clubs. I used to go to the real church. Remember, we used to say church. What church? Remember where we used to go when we used to say, "Hey, we gotta go church."
FAMU. You gotta donate money to St. Mattress, the little mattress that they wear.
Yeah,
right. So much blasphemy. Please, God, forgive me for my past sins. I rebuke them all. I renounce the bad behavior we have.
Oh man, but yeah, no, you're right though. That's funny. So you go to church now, and you every Sunday, Wednesday. You've been doing
I go Bible study 2 times on Wednesday, maybe a Thursday I'll throw it in, and then 2 services on Sunday. Okay. So most people go Wednesday, Sunday. I'm doing 2 double sessions with a Thursday because I got a lot of crap to catch up. I got a lot of repenting to do, brother. I think we all do. If you haven't turned to God by now, the time's running out, and you got a little bit time to repent. Because most people think, once I turn to Christ and I become reborn, He'll forgive me. Like, no, you gotta repent. You gotta live like how He lived, as much as you can. We're all not perfect. We're still gonna sin. But it goes back to the point where just having that mentor in front of you as a physical person, or to even watch him on a video, is so much better than reading about it.
True.
Or listening to an audio tape. Yeah.
Right. Oh, so you've seen him live a few times?
No, I watch as much video as I can.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, but the churches you go, and that's where you kind of feel what as they're preaching, you kind of learn a little bit better.
Yeah, a lot better, because now I'm downloading all this new information about like, think about it. The mankind, human beings, the most complicated, awesome creation of this planet, universe, God.
Yeah.
But there's no freaking owner's manual. There's no owner's manual.
No.
You have to learn everything. Right. You have to learn everything from everybody else in the physical realm.
Yeah.
How do you even give up?
Diversity.
Right. You throw your rubbish here. You wipe your ass this way instead of this way. You use toilet paper. This is where you get water. Self-survival things in the modern age and stuff. But our spirituality, what makes us conscious, is the most complicated thing, even to our physical being. So it's like, there's no owner's manual for that. But here I am to tell you, there has been one for a very long time. It's the most published book in the world. There's probably about 5 billion copies. It's the #1 bestseller book all time. It's the Bible.
New York Times bestseller all time.
Yeah, it's the Bible. But people, we turn away from it because probably we had a bad feeling or a bad example, or we stereotype it and stuff like that. And so
other things is with science, and so much people believing in science and evolution, and and things like that, a lot more people seem like they're more enlightened by that rather than church and God. They're more enlightened by science. I think that's probably what the difference is between now and the past. The past, that's all we had religion, and now as we move forward, that's why I don't like to think of God as this, and Jesus as this person. And, I like to think of it, it needs to coexist, right? Science and this thought of a God has to coexist. There has to have been an alpha, right? And whether that alpha is a proton, or some people believe that it's a spiritual, being. There had to have been an alpha. So
what happens is that some of the most greatest minds, went through their whole, traveling through the cosmos and trying to understand the way the world works, and they all said that there's a creator.
Right. There's
a creator, but there has to be. And so
something science cannot answer.
Right. Something science cannot answer.
Yeah.
As soon as we find out what we discover new things and now we know this, then we realize we don't know shit. We still don't know. Yeah, we don't even.
That's true.
But the thing is, human beings still have the same problems spiritually.
Absolutely.
Science has advanced man's life. We can grow organs now. You can live like an 18-year-old male with testosterone therapy. Or you can growth hormone therapy, stem cells.
Do you do that? Have you been doing that testosterone? T?
Oh, we have to in my industry.
Oh, okay. So tell me a little bit about that. I mean, I was thinking about doing it. I'm, my age. I was thinking about doing it. Is it worth it?
Well, the thing is, the first thing you want to do is you want to consult a doctor because he'll take your labs.
Right. Absolutely. You got to do the testing.
Right. So for me, I had a testosterone level of 75. Funny thing was, a year before, my teacher, my mentor, he had a level 150. And let's just say an average 18-year-old has a level of 1,000. Okay. Wow. So I was laughing at him. I was saying, you're like 150 away from a girl, 15% away from a girl. I was laughing at him. And then I go get tested and I'm at 75. And it's just something that happens, like with our water, with our food, with Wi-Fi, with stress, even maybe the sunlight has hit us differently. Males these days go through andropause faster than they should. So, and the testosterone therapy is just there to give you an edge. It's biohacking, basically. That's something that everybody should be doing, is learning how to, increase your life. Well, first off, spiritually, and then try to increase your life with the latest technology. Find out how the focus groups are liking different products and be on top of it. If you guys haven't tried this other one, a friend of mine, Carl, the guy who helped me save the fire, he was supposed to have elbow surgery. And I said, hey, hold off on it. Let me try this new thing. And I bought it for him because I researched it. It was called BPC 157. And I heard it on the Joe Rogan podcast. And he took a couple injections in his elbow and just basically he rolls his skin. He cuts and he puts an insulin needle. And it doesn't hurt that bad. It's nothing at all. And he took I don't know what exact amount, but he took injections, and the bottle probably only cost us like $200. And his elbow recovered and it was fine, and he didn't have to go get surgery.
Wow.
And he was just like, I can't believe you had that. And then he asked me the other day, he goes, do you have any hydrogen water? And I go, yeah, in fact I do. He goes, how do you have that? And I go, I try everything. And then he was asking about how do like he said that gold is good for fighting cancer. And then I was like, well, how do you take it? He goes, well, you got to eat gold flakes. And I was like, huh? And then I started remembering that I should take colloidal silver, which is one of the natural kills bacteria, antibiotics, medicine that early man used to use. I should take that. And I said, you know what? I think there's colloidal gold that you can take small nanoparticles, right? He goes, yes, nanoparticles. You can take small nanoparticles of gold into your body. And then when I told him, I showed him that, he just was like, oh, it's because I'm always trying to make my life better.
Right. I remember you were into all kinds of all those things. Remember the medallion?
Circles of life, the crystals.
The circles of life, yeah.
Oh man, they had a good scam. They basically took.
I think you told me one.
I figured it out though. Well, actually, somebody showed it to me. Figured it out. They took aqua or quartz, ground it up in a pouch and stuff. The quartz was probably like 50 cents to $1, and then they sold it for $100 with marketing. But it was ground up aqua or quartz infused with gold, and that's what they've used. It's like, geez, but it worked. And then I started researching about crystals and their properties. I'm always learning about new stuff, and for me, it's
now with the internet, anything you want to know, it's right at your fingertips. Whatever you want to know, like right now, I mean, if you want to know about crystals, you can go Google it, and anything you want to know. So, with the internet now, are you doing more? Are you trying to be more active on social media? I see you Live Like Danny hashtag all the time on Facebook. I was thinking about it, but
basically setting up the premise of it.
Hmm.
But I'm still not too comfortable with sharing my life all the time.
Right.
So I'll share certain moments in my life. I still got to work on my swearing and talking politically correct and stuff like that.
That's all right. You don't have to be. It don't matter. I mean,
Yeah. So with
as long as I'm sorry. Go ahead.
with the social media, is mostly people I know, not too many. They either people I grew up with, fans of Hawaii Five-0,
Right.
people who are involved in Taekwondo or poker friends, and that's about it. That's my network. And so it's normal for them to say, stop worrying about shit and enjoy time with your family. Because too many of our friends are stuck in that hamster wheel. They got to just break free. And so if I can inspire them just one time to give up worrying, having the anxiety, and go spend time with your kids and just have a good time, because I put them in that right mindset, then for me it's like sharing the light that God gave to me to somebody else through the internet, and that's, to me, that's beautiful.
Do you think living? I'm sorry. Go.
No, that one kid is gonna be the benefactor of it, and he's gonna spread it later. More good days like that, it just keeps on spreading.
Okay. Do you think that living in Hawaii limits people and their mindset because they're not exposed? Because living in Hawaii, you're kind of in a bubble, right? You're not exposed to, everything what the world has to offer. Like here in Florida, in California, Washington, it's so different, right? Do you think living in Hawaii, it keeps people in this small bubble where they don't want to expand, they don't want to try the internet, and they don't want to try, the new marketing? I mean, I see a few people online on Instagram. They're trying to be influencers, and they're trying to share their lives on Instagram. But not too much.
Well, we're on Hawaiian time. So we might be 10 years back. We still don't have mass transit, and all these other cities do. We have the worst traffic though per square mile.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So we're on Hawaii time. So before, the people who are now 70 years old and stuff like that, my dad, my mom, they didn't want anything to do with email, and then now they have to do email, so they asked, and so they're actually using it. But we're like 10, 15 years behind. Eventually, everybody's gonna have to do it. They're gonna ask you, send me a PDF.
Mm-hmm.
But the newest things, that's just human beings in general. People don't like change because they don't understand it. People don't welcome things to get better. They're just barely catching up to the rules that we have now.
Right.
And I keep telling my daughter, I said, you driving in a car like this for 1 hour, in the future, when your daddy's age, 30 plus years from now, you might be running in a drone,
Mm-hmm.
an automated helicopter.
Right.
I said, don't count it out. You're gonna be telling people, I used to ride in a gas guzzling vehicle when I was growing up.
Yeah, I hope so, because I don't like driving for long periods of time. And Hawaii, you don't want a lot of cars on the road, man. Hawaii's so beautiful. You don't want more and more people, and I haven't been there. I haven't been back in like 5 years, so I can imagine how much it's changed, how much traffic there is now.
Yeah, here's the thing with traffic. It's like kind of like taxes. Well, our GE tax, that is. It never goes down. It just gets worse. So the traffic you see now, it will not get better. And then with the rail, it's like, oh yeah, it's going to get better. Not for a generation, because you know what? Where are we going to move all those cars?
Mm-hmm.
Slowly, it'll be a slow transition, but we have to pay for it.
People in Hawaii love their cars. They love their cars. I think per capita in the world, in the United States, Hawaii has more cars
per person. Well, check it out. If you want to go to the beach, you got to have your stuff in your car. And then you want to go fishing, you got to have your stuff in your car. You want to go to the gym, you got to have your stuff in the car. Because of so much traffic, people in LA do that too. They pack their cars because you never know where you got to be. You got to get change of clothes. And so if we add mass transit to that, people are going to be carrying big duffel bags, because we like to sneak away to the beach.
Right.
We like to go fishing. We like to go to the gym. And then you got the other guys filling in the spots that just go to work and back in Safeway. Oh no, I'm take that back. Work and back in Costco. That's what people's lives are. And I'm here to to live like that. # live like Danny Kim. is to tell them, hey, take a break from the hamster wheel. And then during the winter when we have more raindrops by Danny Kim, take a break from the hamster wheel. You know?
Yeah. I got to. My parents are coming up in October. I was actually going to fly in August, end of this month, for my birthday. But my mom and my sister, they're all flying up here in October. So
nice.
Yeah, so I get to see them. I'm going to save my Hawaii trip for later, I guess. Yeah. When are you flying to the mainland? You been to Atlanta?
I won my first gold national championship in the Georgia Dome in Atlanta.
I love it over there, man. Have you been there? When was that? That was a while ago, right?
1994. I had many time offers to go to Atlanta, but I didn't really go for the movie industry, because Atlanta is a big hub for the movie industry. It's huge. I think Atlanta has more productions than LA now.
Atlanta,
I didn't go.
I love it.
Too bad about your football team, though, man.
What football team?
Yeah, you guys lost to the great Tom Brady.
Yeah. You know that. What do you mean? What do you mean? Too bad about him? He's on for another year.
No, I said too bad Atlanta didn't win that year. Didn't defeat the old man, man. Brains beat brawn. Brains beat brawn.
I'm a Brady guy. I'm a 49er. Okay. I'm one of those guys that I have one good, favorite team. I have the 49ers is my favorite team, but I have a favorite quarterback, which is Tom Brady. Yeah. And
why? Because he's handsome.
Because he's just the greatest of all time, man.
No, because he's handsome. The bugger has got his wife. He's got his eyes. He's on.
Jimmy Garoppolo is, I think, better looking than Tom Brady. But
no way. Hey, you want to do a focus group on this? I'll bet you $100. You do a focus group for 100 people. Let's do it.
All right, you do it. You know what? Put it on Facebook. # Live Like Danny Kim. Who's more handsome, Jimmy Garoppolo or Tom Brady? I will see. But Tom Brady is
easy
the greatest
money.
Quarterback of all time. No way. And
easy money.
And the Lakers, of course, that's my that's my favorite basketball team. And at the time, Michael Jordan is my favorite player.
You know what the Lakers are? The Lakers are that one girl that you thought was super hot that you landed that thought was going to be your girlfriend, but she ends up just
sexy.
She's just sexy, but can never satisfy you because she's always belonging to somebody else. That's the Lakers. That's the Lakers. It's like, oh, LeBron's gonna save them, and oh, he's thinking about going. It's like, wow, he's like a hot chick.
See, that's LeBron though. That, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what. When we got LeBron James, I didn't know how to feel. I was happy, but I was not happy. I don't know. I was so confused. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a little confused. Like, I love Anthony Davis. AD is gonna be great, but LeBron, I mean, he is great. He is one of the greatest. He's top 5 NBA player of all time. So, and I think Kuzma's gonna do good too. I don't know if you followed Kuzma's career.
Yeah, but when the hot chick leaves, man, everybody.
When he retires, we'll have Anthony Davis. I wish Kawhi Leonard came. I think he's my favorite player. He's such a great, player, and he doesn't say anything, and he just puts his head down and he goes to work, man, wins championships. That's what he does.
He's a soldier. Anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot chicks are not good to marry. They're not good wives. I think, who told me that? I think one of my uncle or my mom told me that. Like, they brainwash you,
At some point, beauty fades. It's really what, it's that girl that sticks with you all the way to the end, loyal through thick and thin, whether you're broke, whether you have money.
It's called,
those are the great ones.
It's called your Oma, your mom, man. She's the only one that's gonna do that.
That's your mom's always gonna. Yeah, mom always gonna love you, right? Yeah. But you gotta find that one. I guess it is. I guess Freud was right, huh? You gotta find. I'm not gonna lie. My girl right now, she is probably my mom on steroids.
Like, no, she's a young mom.
Because my mom's very OCD, she's very clean, right? Korean moms, they're always clean, right? But my mom was, OCD clean. Like I used to, and that's how much, we have a kid now, and that's how she is. She's so clean, and it gets irritating sometimes,
Why?
Like, because I can't eat a cookie on the couch, while I'm watching a movie, because I might drop crumbs. Yo, let me eat my chips on the couch while I watch a movie. She's like, no.
She's trying to train you and your son to be clean.
Clean. I am clean. We are clean, man. She's just extra, but that's all right. That's all right. It's a good thing. How about you, Danny? You got a new female in your life?
No, not right now. I'm praying for it though. But I think. Do you
even have time? I mean, are you still doing stunt work?
Yeah, I'm still doing stunt work, but it's on call. I don't work that much.
You still doing your tojang?
Still have the school, but I had to take a break. I'm currently doing some real estate investments. Plus, I got to go back to. I got to go back to my house and fix that fire damage.
That right? Yeah, and you're doing that on your own too, aren't you?
I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna try. Okay. We'll see. But I like to get things done. So rather than have somebody just tell me excuses, I just keep moving forward.
Yeah, that's good.
But somewhere along the line, if I meet the right one, time, because we don't have much left.
We're still young, Danny. We're still young.
Let's say we have the 50% meter on the fuel tank.
Yeah,
we're more on the. No, we're more on the E side than the F side, the full side.
Maybe you are, but I'm still.
No.
I'm still a little bit on the other side.
And the bad news is the check engine light is on, and it's freaking beeping.
There is no bad news.
Beep. Yeah.
Me and you, especially you're gonna stay healthy. You're always staying on top of things. I'm always gonna stay healthy. I'm trying to stay on top of things. Man, we'll be good, man. We're still young. We still got a good 20, 30, 40 years ahead of us. Not 20. We have a good 40 years ahead of us. So, but that, anyways, we've been doing this for an hour and a half already. Can you believe that? That's crazy, right?
Oh, wow.
And you know what? It's been a great conversation. I want to do it again. Is that cool?
For sure, my friend. Always good catching up
again. Yeah. And you know what? As the next time I call you, I'm just gonna start recording, because when we get on the phone, for some reason we just have a good conversation, and like the last time we were on the phone for 45 minutes. I was like, that's a whole podcast,
Yeah.
But every time I talk to you, I get good stuff out of it. So I appreciate your call, man.
Thank you. Well, I got on my knees and I told Jesus that I am going to be a servant. So if I can help change even one person's life to spend more time with their family, awesome. To know that time's ticking out, and that's all we want to do.
That's what we want to do. All right, Danny. I'm gonna talk to you again. I appreciate it,
bro. I love you, man.
Right, love you. Bless you. I love you too, man. God bless you too. All right, brother. Take care.
Thank you so much for listening today to this episode. I know you're having fun, because I'm having a ton of fun. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends, because we got so much more, and I don't want anybody to miss it. Let's change lives. Share the podcast.